It was another long day in the city for Ben, a young man who worked tirelessly to build his future. Known for his generosity, he often helped strangers, offering a kind smile and assistance whenever he could. One evening, as he was finishing up work, his phone rang. It was his best friend Sam. "Hey Ben, come over to my place tonight. We are having a small party, it'll be fun," Sam said excitedly. Ben chuckled. "Sounds great, bro, but I don't know your exact location. Can you send me the directions?" Sam gave him the details and then suddenly turned serious. "By the way, Ben, listen carefully. Lately there have been reports of strange occurrences around the old train station at night. Whatever happens, do not go near it. Just take the main road." Ben nodded, though he didn't think much of it. "All right, noted. I'll be a little late, but I'll definitely come." With that, he hung up, got into his car, and started driving towards Sam's house. The rain had started to drizzle, making the road slick and the night eerily quiet. The city lights faded as he drove into a more desolate part of town. His mind replayed Sam's warning, and for the first time a small unease crept into his thoughts. He tightened his grip on the steering wheel, avoid the train station. As he drove past a mystery stretch of road, something caught his eye. The silhouette of an old train platform, barely visible through the fog. A woman, dressed in a flowing white dress, she stood near the abandoned platform, her long hair draped over her face. Ben hesitated. Sam's words echoed in his head, but as he glanced at her again, something took over his mind. He couldn't resist. Before he realized it, his hands moved on their own, steering the car to a stop beside the platform. Rolling down the window, he called out, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you need help? I'm heading this way and can drop you off." She didn't answer. She just stood there. Ben, puzzled, called out again. This time she turned towards him. His breath hitched. She was beautiful, almost unnaturally so. Her eyes shimmered under the dim station lights, and her lips were an unnatural shade of deep blood red. A strange, sweet fragrance filled the air, unlike anything he had smelled before. With a faint smile, she finally spoke. "Can you take me home?" Ben's lips moved on their own. "Of course, where to?" She slid into the back seat, her presence sending an inexplicable chill down his spine. But Ben ignored it, forcing himself to focus on the road. Moments later, she spoke again. "There's another route ahead. Take the right turn." Ben hesitated. The road she pointed to was dark and led toward the abandoned tracks. But something about her voice, soft yet commanding, compelled him. Without thinking, he turned the wheel. The deeper they drove, the darker it became. The street lights disappeared. The buildings faded. There was nothing but rusted rails and shadows. Strange silence filled the car. Ben glanced at the rear-view mirror, trying to make conversation. "So, do you live nearby?" She didn't answer. Her eyes, now visible in the mirror, were fixed on him, cold, empty. Ben's phone rang. The sudden noise startled him. It was Sam. He answered. "Hey Sam, what's up? I'm on my way." Ben listened to me very carefully. Sam's voice was urgent, almost panicked. "Where are you right now?" I don't know. I picked up a girl from the train station." "Ben, don't do this. She's not a human. Stop the car and get out of now." The call cut off. Ben's hands turned ice cold. His heartbeat pounded in his ears. Slowly, he turned to look at the back seat. But it's empty. The girl was gone. His breath quickened. His body froze in terror. Where did she go? Suddenly, he felt it, an icy breath against his neck, a whisper right in his ear. "You can't leave now." Ben's body locked up. He couldn't move. He couldn't even scream. His car jerked violently. The front tire burst, making the vehicle skid to a stop. He slammed the brakes, his hands trembling. The air around him became deathly cold. His windows fogged up, and then in the misted glass, he saw it. A handprint. Right next to his face. His breathing became shallow. He locked the doors, gripping the steering wheel so hard his knuckles turned white. Then that scent, that eerie sweet fragrance, it was strong now, closer. His throat tightened. His prayers wouldn't come out. A shadow moved outside the car, slowly watching, waiting. A loud honk shattered the silence. Headlights beamed directly at him. It was Sam's car. Ben gasped as Sam and two other friends rushed towards him. The moment Sam pulled open Ben's door, Ben lunged at him, shaking uncontrollably. She was here, Ben stammered, his voice cracking. "She was right behind me. I swear she—" "Calm down, Ben." Sam held him tightly. "You're safe now. Come with us." Still trembling, Ben climbed into Sam's car, barely able to breathe. As they drove away, Sam's face remained grim. "Ben, you're lucky to be alive. No one has ever escaped her." "Who was she?" Ben's voice was still shaky. "What was that thing?" Sam took a deep breath before speaking. 10 years ago, a woman was killed near that train station. Her soul never left. Every night she waits, and anyone who picked her up never makes it out. Ben's blood ran cold. Sam's eyes darkened. "You need to be careful, Ben, because once she chooses you, she never stops waiting." Ben shivered as he glanced at the dark platform behind them. Somewhere in the shadow, he swore, he could still smell that haunting, sweet fragrance.